trying to fix a problem with a chip. That's gone. Hey guys, it's Chris and welcome back to Something Else Amiga. Chris, are you wearing a shirt of yourself? Nope, Dr. Chris, not this one. Anywho, I have a special package here from Jack and Taylor called Pintz and Amiga. Sent me a package of something, and a note and an envelope. The note says, "Hey Chris, greetings from Texas, Pintz and Amiga. Hope you're doing well. Inside this box are a few things that I would like to share with you, donate, and take a look at. Small brown box has parts for you that I never use in repairs, for you to use in your repairs. Also inside is a SCSI to SD that died and I can't get it running. If it's bad, toss it or use it for parts. There's a data flyer that I can't get working with my 500 to see. See what you can do with it. If not, I can still use the case for something. There is a package labeled Texas Meat in this box. It was sent off to another repair person, have a recap done. There's a mono sound problem. Left channel is higher than the right. The good part, there's an envelope marked Wobble Pups. Please open that up and use it. We will pay for the shipping back. Last but not least, thank you for all you do, and your videos have saved my ass on numerous occasions. Thank you, Jack and Taylor, Pintz and Amiga, signatures and all. I save every note I get from you guys. When you send stuff in for repair, I have piles of all of the notes I keep. So the Wobble Pop Fund, $30. Let me make a phone call to Dr. Chris and see if he'll make a special run for us. What the hell is his number? 1-800-328-7448. I guess I should have picked up the phone and dialed it first, but this is all BS anyway. Hey Dr. Chris, can you come downstairs for a minute? I need you to go do something for me. Do it yourself. Thanks. We'll see if he comes down. Sometimes he's an a-hole. So, what did you need? Hey, I wonder if you can give me some beer. I got you covered. The boys down in Texas drink this stuff. It's called Shinerbach. Why don't you give it a try? I'll just put it right there for you. Well, thanks for the Shinerbach. That's all I got. Good luck with that repair. I'll see you later. So thanks, Dr. Chris, for coming down and doing that. That was really cool. And Jack and Taylor, thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed that segment. Alright, so here's a hard drive thing. This is a... Dang it. No, that's not Kevin. Are you sure about that? It might be. Guess it wasn't. This is a Data Flyer 500. I have a similar drive in the older expansion systems line. I know how these suckers like to blow up, and we're going to check out why it works or does not work, and we'll see what we can do to alleviate that problem. On a plus note, we get to fire up the old 500 on this channel again. I got a couple of them sitting over there that don't get much love, so we're going to take a look at them. Odd parts and ends parts and SCSI to SD. Oh, Texas Meat, like a butcher shop. Interesting. Let's check out what's in the box, dude. Awesome. ZIF sockets. These are awesome for the ROM things, or I have an idea of this. An Amiga 500 board that's nothing but ZIF sockets. Thank you very much. We got some stickers, some business cards. Ooh. Ooh. Nice. A sticker. Is this an iron one? Yep. A bag of ceramic caps. Wonderful. The SCSI to SD to look at. Some LEDs and unknown voltage. A cap kit for a... I bet you that's Kevin. Something. Some diodes, it looks like. These are perfect for the 4000 clocks. You can never have too many PLCC sockets. Wonderful. You guys know that I go through these so much. This is a something. So it looks like an old, yep, it's a floppy disk shell. Was that in the note? I don't know, I forget. Thank you guys for these sockets and all the bits. They're gonna get used up. I tell you what, I ripped through them. This is perfect. A power switch for the Amiga 3000. I have needed one of these because my spring dude broke off and the button, so I needed a big nipple, and this one has it, so I can put my button back on for my work 3000 power supply. Look, the button broke off. You need that larger dude to get that button on. I've been hunting for this thing for a long time, and, well, not like actively pursuing it crazily, but glancing every once in a while. That is kick butt. Somebody's either coming in or going out the door. Incredible, and I greatly appreciate it. So thank you, Jack. Thank you, Taylor, for helping a brother out. Now, let's see what we can find out on this bag of meat here. For a package from Texas, you need a Texas-sized knife to open that package. So we're going to bring out the letter opener and just cut the tape. Don't fear, I'm not slicing deep into this board at all. Wearing the anti-static strap on my foot. Workbench 3.1 MX ROMs. It has caps done. It has had a cap job. It has coming a goober. What brand is that? Kemsika keyboard connector. Oh, wrong size cap. Let's check out that resistor on the audio circuit. Why in the world would you... okay. Wire from disk change pin 2 to the external port of pin 2 because there's a resistor pack relay in the back here. You can't see any of that, but I'm just going to tell it to you. Yeah, there's some science going on with some wire mod back here soldered right into the pins. Sometimes you might want that resistor to do its resistive values. That's probably Kevin. It wasn't Kevin. Can you tell me the difference between this board and every other friggin' Amiga board? There is a separate mouse port that I don't friggin' have. And there's a solder blob ball on this cap. Big fat balls on the... No lights. No LEDs. We're going to let her sit because these things can take 30 seconds to figure out what they want to do. This is a brand new power supply. Well, within a year old. There's our ROMs. It doesn't like booting from external floppies. That's great. And I can't do a double mouse button because I don't freaking have a mouse port. I gotta buy one of those breakaway boards just for this occurrence. I don't work on many 1D4s, but I don't have the thing and this ain't freaking booting off floppies for nothing. It should just pick this up and start booting from it. But it's a weird op amp. Wait a minute, there's between two pins. Hold on. Hey, welcome back to another day with the Pintz and Amiga stuff. I got out the A1200 Rev 5, and this is their Data Flyer 500. I bet you that's where the SCSI to SD came from. So before I start, I hooked up the 500. I'm just going to turn it on. We should just get a ROM screen. There's nothing fancy about this 500. One big expansion in the belly, and that's it. Speaking of bellies, I got the Rode mic clipped on mine. On the inside of this, you have a Data Flyer board with a 2.01 auto boot, which is totally fine. There is a unique 50-pin SCSI, which is fine. Also a ribbon to get outwards on the outbound. See that? It's a separate board. So you could have this thing either inside or outside, or you could do a double SCSI cable and your secondary one could power the back for another bus. That's cool. This is also the combo card. Whoa, so you get IDE or SCSI on here. Freaking awesome. These can also be removed. Boop. Remove that jumper for slave and stick it right in a 2000. I have my SCSI to SD. Theirs had written bad all over it, but this is a pre-set up SCSI to SD. I think it's Workbench 3. It's kind of a middle of the road version that I do so I can have older Amiga ROMs, Workbench 2, and newer Amiga ROMs, Workbench 3, whatever. They'll all load 3.1. So this just simply slides into the sidecar of the Amiga. There you go. What you can do to test this is if you turn the Amiga on and hold both mouse buttons down with a Workbench 3 ROM, you can go to the expansion boards and you'll see it. But that is not the case here. If this works, this should light up. There we go. We have a blip. We have a nothing. We have a blinking red light. Something is wrong. It's continually red lighting. No SCSI to SD activity. I am seeing blips of SCSI search. And this disk, of course, is bootable. I don't know how loud that's going to be. Alright, so there's my SCSI to SD, my SD1. Searching for hard disk, IDE, no hard disk present, no hard disk present. You can run either SCSI or IDE. You can't run them both at the same time because there is no physical room. I guess you could if it was in a 2000. Here is a 25-pin ribbon header that normally gives you the pass-through to the back of the unit. This unit, however, has its own board back here. Alright, so I've given away every freaking IDE cable I have, except for this one Ultra. So I have the original drive from my Gateway, 1995. Yes, Unit 80. Now what I can do is I can say install. No. Alright, so we're going to call this DH0. Icon name is going to be DH0. It's a whopping 600 megabytes. And we're going to say install. It's going to say full install or write the partition. Yep. Do you want to install RDB only? Nope, we're going full install. Just want to see if it works. I should be able to exit this disk and see it. We're installing the expansion systems device. Do I want to format this? Sure. I heard it. Do I want to install Workbench on here? No. Creating auto boot files. And we should get a guy with a wrench that goes like this if it's successful. There we go. Installation complete. ECS. And then we say abort. And we have DH0. It tried to boot off the hard drive. I don't know why that took so long. It did. Look. CD DH0. So it works. Code RC. SCSI to SD 4.2. Alright. Don't care. Let's click install. Come on. Nope. Danger. This partition isn't valid for a data flyer. Because it's too big. It can only do 2 gigs. Alright, so this card, maximum hard drive size is 2 gigabytes. This is an 8 gig card in here. Yes, 2 gigs is all she can write. So let's data flyer. Functional again. Welcome back to a week or so later. I'm out of breath because I ran. I couldn't test anything on this board last time we checked because I didn't have the old mouse port. A couple things I ended up getting off PCBWay was the DF0 terminators. 75 watt soldering station next to the hot air. Why do you got hot air, Chris? You never use hot air. Actually, I do. We're going to bust out the old Captain tape here because on the Pintz and Amiga board here, we have a weird sound problem. Another repair person somewhere changed a resistor on the back, which is fine, to a similar value. It's about 10 low, so we're going to be swapping that back to original. Another problem I had with this board is I didn't have a mouse port. So I reached out to Matthew at Amiga Kit, and he has everything in stock. So I got the mouse port with the cord. I even got the Amiga 1200 board from Amiga Kit, their store. That way, if you have that other one that kind of pops into the side, you can get that one too. Now, Matthew was kind enough to send me a couple converter boxes here. We have a Berg to Berg And we have a USB to Berg. Ooh, what are those for? I can't tell you. He also gave me some buttons. The Amiga 1200, cool. The Amiga checkmark, cooler. And yeah, the Amiga.org logo, very cool. The Dr. Chris lab coat is going to be really pimped out. So thank you, Matthew, for having these products in stock and running an Amiga store since 1992, by the way. If you're looking for some Amiga parts, go check out their store. They have a vast selection of things for all sorts of things. I'm not sponsored. I don't have a code, so I can't help you there, but check them out anyway. I shop there all the time. My purchase history will prove it. In case you're wondering, I got a new PayPal tier called Dr. Chris Level. It's a little bit more expensive, but I answer your texts and I give you one-to-one help. Yeah. Okay, so that wire effed up the external disk drive. Now that disk drive is fine. I'm going to now use the Divoom Tivu here, and we're going to plug in to the Amiga with an RCA to 3.5 millimeter splitter. It's playing. We're going to cut the channels down. Left. Here's the other left channel. Normal. Okay? Right channel. A little lower. Hear it? Left channel, great. Right channel, quiet. Left channel, all of them together. It's not bad. Do you hear how they're different sounding? Well, I'm going to give you a little taste of why that is. So right here is your keyboard connector. And right here at U15 is normally a LF347 op amp. It's the chip that makes your sound happen. Boop. That's the op amp. It's supposed to be an LF347. The caps I was testing, the resistors, was these two guys right here and the tiny ones over here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to cap and tape off this entire area. We're going to hot air this chip off, clean it up, and put her back. Beep. I'm waiting for the solder to melt, and then I'll flick the chip off. There you go. Could you see that? Popped off clean. Alright, now I'll let this cool down. Heat up my soldering station. I'm going to debraid that area. Okay, did I record that? I don't know if I was pressing record or not. There's a new LF347 op amp installed. Now let's see what happens when we hook this all back up and boot it again. Alright, booted. Alright, let's see. What do we got now? Left. Same volume. Off, on. Off. See how it's loud? There's the other channel on. Left. They're identical. So now your op amp is the same. Let's check out the sine. Left, right, left, right. There you go. So when you're having oddball sounds and you're putting resistors on stuff and making bodge wires to places that don't need bodge wires, trying to fix a problem with a chip, that's gone. There you go. Pintz and Amiga board has been fixed. Are we done? We need to check something out with music. Frontier Elite 2 traditional 680 ECO20, 2 megs of RAM, no expansions, just the unit itself. There you go. Alright. I'm tired of hearing that. I don't know how to play this game. I get killed every time I play it. So as you can see, the Pintz and Amiga board has been all fixed up. It has been recapped. I touched up a couple spots here and there, fixed the trace drag in the back, and we're good to go. I am going to tape the keyboard connector back on because it was snapped off a little bit. So it's on the white tape. It's right here. It's going right back on the plastic piece. So your keyboard ribbon dude can be secured. Everything is working, and I have a mouse port now when I get 1D4s with the extra mouse port, or even the board even. We're good to go. New op amp, and a quick lick and a slap. Fix a weird bodge wire going to an EMI cap that it shouldn't have been grounded out to. Now we have external floppies again. So thank you guys for coming along on this pretty fast repair. Waiting for parts took a couple weeks, but by the time this video comes out, Jack and Taylor will be jamming along on another 1200 on their Twitch channel. So check those guys out on Twitch at Pintz and Amiga. I'll provide a link right down here in the old bottom box. So another Amiga's been saved. Thank you guys for coming along on this journey, and until next time, thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.